brought out the savages in us. Many of our college activities, like wars, were not planned. They simply erupted. The guys at the other end of 7th floor Hatch Hall had got a hold of some water balloons and began surprising us with bombardments. We cried that they should stop because we could not defend ourselves. This accusation was met with a bag of balloons tossed from the other end of the hall. We had no more excuses, and besides, our hackles were up after being hit by a couple of well-placed shots. We filled up some balloons in our bathroom and began. We advanced and retreated, using doorways for cover. Once, a part of our team outflanked the other side by going down to the girls' floor. The floors in Hatch alternated between boys and girls, and coming back up the stairwell and attacking the Wieners, the nickname we had given the other team, from behind. They hurled their balloons at the back of the other team's heads and ran. The balloons burst, spraying water and rubber shrapnel down the hallway. "Score!" they yelled, and flew back down the stairs to reappear on our side. The other team was quiet for a while, then slowly showed their heads. They darted from doorway to doorway, moving towards us. Mag brought up the rear. Now Mag stood for Modern Agriculturist, Mike's nickname. He really hated it, and I'm surprised that any of us got away. Any of us had the guts to use it. He was a farm boy who weighed over 350 pounds. He was strong as an ox and had been my first semester roommate my sophomore year. Dave yelled on my side, "What's Mag got?" "A bucket," Larry screamed, "full of water." Sure enough, Mag carried a 5-gallon bucket with both arms. That meant that it was really full. We wondered how they were going to fill balloons from a bucket, but soon saw that they had some kind of kid's toy that allowed just that. They saved time by not having to run back to the bathroom to fill their water grenades. They proceeded to attack with half their grenades, saving the other half for a counterattack, scoring hits around door frames and ceiling. We only had a few balloons, yet they had another full load. We were SOL. We had to do something, and do something fast, or we could be toast. "Charge the cannon," I yelled. Dave yelled, "What?" "The water bucket." "We must get to it. Cover me." Larry yelled, "I got no balloons." "Fake it." On the count of 3, I had 2 balloons, Dave had 1, and Larry simply cocked his arm to fake it. "Charge," I yelled. "Aim low." We all emerged from door frames. I whipped one of my balloons at B. B stood for Bill. Pow! Right in the gut. Dave launched his balloon, and it went high over Mag's head. We charged down the hallway. Larry pretended to whip his fake balloon at Dave G. And Dave shifted to bring his leg up to protect himself, covering his groin, and dropped some of his balloons. One burst on the floor by his feet, and the others bounced. The other team backed down the hallway while firing in retreat. When I had just about reached the bucket, Mag realized what I was doing. I grabbed the bucket amid exploding rubber shrapnel. Mag was not about to give up the bucket, so he executed a countercharge, screaming, "The bucket!" I reached the bucket first, grabbed the handle, and hoisted it. It was too heavy to run with. Mag bore down on me, and I panicked. With no thinking whatsoever, which often occurs in war and college shenanigans, I grabbed the bottom of the bucket and hurled the contents at Mag. Splash! The contents of the bucket hit him full force in the face and chest and thoroughly drenched him. This stopped the raging bowl, but only for a moment. When he realized what had happened, he was madder than ever, and I could see it in his eyes and his clenched jaw. Holy shit, what have I done? I spun around and ran for the stairs. Mag was right on my heels. He was surprisingly fast for a big man. I hit the stairs and took two at a time. I did not look back. I shot out the exit door and into the parking lot. I tried to keep top speed, but I was laughing too hard. Finally, I had to stop and rest my hands on my knees. I was laughing so hard. I walked to the end of the block. The sun was beginning to set, and I knew that I could not go back up to the 7th floor. Mag would pound me. I was too poor to afford a motel, so I headed for my 1976 orange Chevy Monza. I tried to stretch out in the back seat, but it was too short, so I turned sideways and bent my legs. This was going to be a long night, and I asked myself, was it worth it? The big grin on my face answered my question and reminded me that, after all, war is hell.